Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Crosskeys match here on ZSR. I got Toffile and Cool doing the comms for us. Eek here's tracking, and rdwalshv now is doing the racing. So I'm going to hand you over to them to talk, and I'm going to shut up.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a Week 7 matchup. Both of our runners tonight are 4-2, which means that this is kind of like a match to see who's going to be making it into the playing game at the end of the race. Unfortunately, only people with 2 losses will qualify for that, so whoever loses tonight is going to be kind of on the bubble. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing good. Excited for some more Crosskeys, and yeah, we are getting tense in the last couple of weeks of the tournament here. So yeah, big race to stay at just 2 losses and still have a shot at that bracket stage.
Yeah. Honestly, really happy to be watching this match tonight. If I wasn't getting restreamed, I'd probably end up watching it, to be honest. A big fan. I like to watch a lot of like Alaszun's matches, and rdwalshv is a very good runner. So
Yeah, I was sort of surprised to see them at 4-2, but you know, they both got I believe went 4-0 the first 4 weeks, and then you start
yeah,
running into some real tough opponents there in the Swiss round. So
yeah. I think Alaszun's first loss was Skelly, who also I think might now be 4-2 as well. Just a lot of really high talent that's still, that has dropped to 3 losses or lower and is still in here. A very packed tournament this year. So I can't remember if Walsh will. I know Alaszun will do a Sinks. Won't do a Sinks start. He'll do a cooling in. Not sure what Walsh will be doing here.
yeah, I've learned that I'm a boomer because I'm still doing the castle start. So it's all right. I'm used to it.
Yeah, I mean Castle start's fine. It's good tree pull knowledge. It's like that drop down's always kind of annoying to get to. A lot of people like doing the Houlihan just because it gets you your like starting information a little bit better. That's our first of 3 Skullwoods small keys, though. One of them is locked in Skullwoods itself. Oh boy! Well, probably not climbing Ganon's Tower to beat the boss today for the drop down.
Yeah, that's gonna add some value to that sewer key to get us back to the back of Escape fairly easily, and find it not much of interest on the pyramid there.
Yeah, just 100, just 20 rupees. Looks like we early get a bomb off a of a buzz blob, which is nice. That was our first. I believe that was the Curiosity Shop, actually. It's nice to find a shop, but it's also a shop that doesn't sell bombs.
The other thing Alaszun is doing there with killing the buzz blobs is setting up a potential tier 2 tree pole.
Yeah.
Ooh, and that one bomb going to be very nice for this well right here.
Yeah, and that was our fairy drop down. So obviously we know there is something behind the climb today, but Alaszun hasn't figured that. Won't find that out just yet. At least there are some bombs in the well in case you get a little unlucky, but also a pod's small and a thief's down big, so it's not too bad.
And that spec rock connector let out at the fairy cave entrance outside of Laser Bridge, so that's definitely one of those mirror spots you want to be able to find, potentially.
Yeah. Speaking of Skullwoods, don't have a sword, don't have a fire source, so we can't even get back to Mathiel, even if we had that Swanky yet. But we can get an item, and we only have 3 hearts, so it's not exactly the worst to death warp out of here. I also just gonna even waste a bomb doing it, and not even just walk back the screen and let the Gipto kill him.
Save the frames, kill the bombs, apparently.
Yeah. That is a connector at the Hyrule Castle over there for Alaszun, and I believe that is a... Oh no, that's not... I'd say that was going to be a near vanilla hut, but it wasn't. Ganon's Tower today just as another small ketopod. Yeah. Like, it's not bad to have access into the Dark World, but unfortunately, like, the pyramid's kind of like your worst spot for it.
Yeah, it's sort of a long walk to get anywhere. You'd much rather connect sort of directly to maybe Dark Ice Rod Cave or something. I always get annoyed finding GT this early as well, right? Because then when you're like, oh, I found, you know, the cane, do I go back in for just Tile Room? Or now I have the Fire Rod, do I go back in for just the right side? It just becomes a trickier question.
And, so Walsh has found Laser Bridge. So far, we've just found Small Keys to Mire and GT. And is going to be doing 3 hard laser skips, which, you know, it's unfortunate. It's not the easiest thing in the world. Now, Alaszun has bombs here, so he may be opting. He'll be up to, like, try to see if he can sequence break himself a little bit and see where the other side of Spectacle Rock Cave will go. The one that won't be in Logic. I'm surprised he didn't at least pick up the... Well, I guess it's... I'd say I'd be surprised if he didn't pick up the compass, but... well, Alaszun's very happy about that.
Yeah, that actually saved a good chunk of walking to the village there, so...
Yeah. And that's Mimic Cave over at the left Elder side. Alright. The Lumberjack Ledges is a well drop. Bushman moved 2 houses down to the left.
Agate Tower key already off of that well.
Yeah,
Or the well entrance, rather.
Yeah. You know, I don't really hate that too much. Like, we're playing kind of like a 1 in 3 shot right now of Ganon being behind Aga 1. So, nice to have that. And Burn is really nice for Alaszun right now. He doesn't have the magic for it, but we did find laser bridges in the village.
Yeah, so that will put all of those laser bridge chests in Logic. Also, both runners found some treasure troves of items that we can't get to yet. We found a Hookshot Cave and the mirror-locked part of Paradox Cave.
Yeah. And Misery Mire. But Ganon was at the Smith's drop down today. So what exactly was our Hall of a Laser Bridge? A Meyer Small and a GT Small?
I believe that was about it, so nothing too exciting there.
Yeah. Yeah, but for Alaszun, this will be interesting. He'll be set up to kind of like walk himself out of Hyrule Castle. Into Hyrule Castle with the way this route's going to end for him. Yeah, there is Mimic Cave that we can't do.
Yeah, I guess the question is, what weapons is Alaszun looking at, right? Because he's low on bombs at the moment, has no magic for that Burna.
True. Well, he doesn't have to get the items out of the castle immediately, but he can take a quick look at it. At least to see where the connectors go. So we're still missing... We haven't seen Uncle, we haven't seen Magic Bat. Well, okay, Magic Bat's in the forest. So we're still missing Uncle and Lumberjack. Uncle and Thieves Hideout as our two remaining drop-downs. At least it looks like our bushcrafts have bombs.
Another thing Alaszun could consider here in Hyrule Castle is just use those 2 bombs to kill the first key guard, and then just steal that key from there, rather than fully isolating Zelda's cell, so then it's not so painful to go back for just 1 check later.
Yeah. I mean, he has 5 bombs now, so he has, like, the bare minimum to kind of do it, but we'll see what he wants to do there. Alright, Alright, so our Uncle is the dropped at Lumberjack. Cool, just blind drop, low Sanctuary drop. Yeah, but that's a glove in there, and Alaszun's gonna... We'll have to see when Alaszun's gonna get up there.
Yeah, the route's really taking him in the wrong direction right now, whereas finding the glove on the way up to North Light World is so nice. You get that 1 extra entrance below the bumper, the Death Mountain Ascent Cave, and yeah, like you said, the Sanctuary drop down too.
Yeah. I think, like, probably, if I had to assume, like, he doesn't like, and a lot of our runners don't like isolating this check, or, like, you know, doing the sort of check without the glove, and unfortunately, like, the glove being kind of further north is going to play an issue, may play an issue here. But, like, you also have to know that the Uncle's free. Okay, that's a set of Hyrule Castle entrances that exist.
Just 100% desert.
Yeah, well... Yeah, so Walsh is going to blind drop in here. You know, they're geographically, they're actually not that very far away on the map either. We just can't get to the desert. You know, we have that giant mountain in the middle of Black and Kakariko from the desert.
Apparently the king has tunneled underneath without telling anybody, so...
Yeah. Alright, so our first item here is just 5 rupees in the dungeon. That is the only item in there that's in logic. The remaining 2 items require the small key.
Ooh, big full magic drop there. Now the cane is available to Alaszun as well.
Yeah. Walsh is going to do a very rare Light World Kern jump here. To get himself over to check the ferry.
Oh, so Alaszun is going all the way to Zelda's cell. Is he thinking about resetting and stealing a key here?
I mean, he took a death just before he walked in, and there hasn't been anything worth really keeping here, so he can always leave that option on the table if he wanted to. Well, there's Thieves' Mount itself. Small key to here. I'm surprised and I'm not surprised. We'll see how if this is going to come back to be an issue. I think yeah.
I was going to say, certainly an interesting thing to be in Zelda's cell.
Yeah. Ooh, Walsh took, and it looks like a pretty unfortunate death there. I mean, it's early in Thieves' Mount. It's not really the worst thing in the world, but I'm just gonna have to assume with like what Alaszun's thought process here is that he knows that Hera small key is still locked behind the Hyrule Castle small key. And so, like, until he finds that Hyrule Castle small key, I don't think he's going to care about that check anymore. Because for all he knows, it's going to be horribly out of logic. Or, just horribly down the road now.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got a Moon Pearl and a Mushroom here in Thieves' Town.
Yeah. So, we can walk the pod entrance now, but that's about all we can really do.
And not surprisingly, neither runner wants to keep going, even with that Thieves' Town big key. Yeah. Only the one item in logic in the back, and you'd much rather have, an actual weapon maybe to deal with the rest of that dungeon.
Yeah, I mean, we can kill blind. We are,
yeah.
But yeah, right now, like, we are playing on 100% locations reachable, so that Thieves' Mount small key can't be locking itself. It's been placed somewhere in the world, so you might want to go fish that out before you just, like, dive the one item in logic, which is the cell. Because if not, you're going to kind of be... The game's expecting you to kind of, like, double dip Thieves' Mount. And that's really annoying. Okay, so Alaszun is going to go off to start trying to clear up a little bit more of his route. This will work out pretty well for him. Unfortunately, he's going to have to do a little bit of double backing that Walsh didn't have to do, because he's going to find the glove north of the rocks, unless he goes through the forest first. That was our brewery.
He's also going to be down an entire heart piece for the rest of the seed. I just don't know how he'll recover.
Yeah. Oh. Correction. Walsh can't kill blind. Alaszun can kill blind. Walsh did not have the money to pay off the bottle vendor for the cane of Burna. Okay. Well, guards appear to be in the full magic pool. Graveyard Ledge, on the other hand, has our Fire Rod. Alaszun's probably not going to miss that. Won't miss it too long, but it'll be interesting because he's done that part of Hyrule Castle. So, like, he really doesn't have to go any reason to really go out to the desert now, other than to check those couple entrances specifically.
Yeah, although the glove does certainly send you down toward those rock-blocked entrances fairly early on, so I would expect it won't be too long before Alaszun is down there.
Yeah. He has a red boomerang, so theoretically, like, he could potentially splash lead himself after checking. So what Alaszun actually could do is, like, theoretically, after finding Swamp Palace down over at the Death Mountain Ascent Cave, Old Man Rescue, he could like splash lead himself in the whirlpool and swim over to Ice Rod Cave and then start working east, or something along those lines. I don't know how much he'll do that though. Yeah.
Walsh now has a similar decision to make over in Hyrule Castle. With that fire rod, the item in Dark Cross is in logic now.
No,
So...
it's not.
Oh, it's not?
It's not. For entrance, it's for entrance rando. Any dark check only requires a lantern. Is the fire rod like exception that shows up for advanced item placement doesn't exist on this branch of the randomizer?
I had forgotten that that they split off that way.
Yeah. Well, it's more that the advanced item placement came later than anything the entrance randomizer did. Yeah, so there we go. Time to see if Alaszun can pull off the splash stations, and it's not having any of it. He may go and opt to go quickly, take a peek into maybe Hookshot Cave, and barring worse, just like go through Hyrule Castle and grab the last couple items. Oh, he never followed the other end of the... Okay. The good news is that he won't be in a bunny state when he exits this cave. The bad news is he can't do anything.
And it looks like Walsh is going to clean up that bottle vendor while he's here in the area.
Yeah, probably bottle vendor, and maybe he'll be the one who takes a peek into seeing where Hookshot Cave goes. It'll be interesting to see what Alaszun does from here. We're doing the Dark World, we're doing the Pod Area and Dark World without mirrors, so it's kind of annoying. But, you know. We do find the Tower of Hera, though. Good news, we just need literally just need a sword, and we can beat Mothula. Oh wait, no, we still need access to that side of the Dark World. But we're stupidly close to being able to kill Mothula right now.
Yeah. With the small keys, normally that comes actually fairly late in logic relative to when we wind up doing it, but...
Yeah, I mean, there's really you only really need to find two. There's a third one that's always sitting in Skullwoods proper. But... You know, I just love how Misery Mire and Hookshot Cave are like right next to each other, and you both need boots or a hookshot in order to even get into them.
And that was not the least helpful place that Hookshot Cave could have connected to, but it was pretty close.
See, that's a book opening transition. Cutscene.
That is true. Anything that prevents you from getting distracted by the stupid book.
Yeah. I wonder... so Walsh is going to be following Alaszun, he'll find Hera. So he can actually do Hera Basement. It'll be interesting to see what's exactly down there. Because I have the feeling that for the next hour and a half, Alaszun's just going to be like hating the fact that Hera Basement exists.
I spend basically all of my time playing Rando hating that Hera Basement exists.
Yeah. And, you know, like many things in the world, Spike Cave just happens to show up right there.
Yeah, I feel like Walsh pretty much has to do this, though. After you've already invested the time to walk all the way to Zelda's cell to get this key, you pretty much have to see if it's going to follow up on anything.
Yeah, actually, I missed this earlier, but our Book of Medora is on the Lake Island today. So we'll need mirror and flippers to get that. Or mirror and boots. And it's a map to Turtle Rock. Not the most useless map in the world, but we'll find out sooner. We'll probably find out sooner or later if it's a crystal or a pendant.
So Alaszun continued after that fake flipper to the eastern part of the world. This is the fairy cave outside of eastern area.
Yep. And it's our TR big key. Good. That doesn't really do anything for us right now. At best, if we would find the laser eyes entrance into Turtle Rock, that means we can now get Crystal Roller Room. But otherwise, like, to get the big chest, we still need a hook shot or some area to get to it. If we were to find the right side entrance. Walsh still having money problems and it's turning into a gambling addiction, it looks like.
We've got the Smiths over at the Flute 5 cave.
You know, I don't hate that spot. We have found our chickens.
Ooh, the boots.
Nice. That's actually really interesting because that's actually we'll have to see how how they both kind of route this in, because that's right now for us two entrances.
Yeah, it certainly makes sense to grab this one first. The usual bonk rocks, though, feel fairly isolated for Alaszun at this point. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know what? One of the things that neither one of us looked at when they were going through the area, neither of them took a look to see what exactly was on the GT torch.
Very true.
But, you know, we're going to see our runners, like, quickly follow this up fairly fast because, like, Alaszun can get himself into, like, we can get one item out of Hookshot Cave, and we can get into, God, we have, which swamp key was that?
That's our 4th pod key.
Oh, God. You know, one more, and then you can check everything.
Okay, there's a connector up to Dark Death Mountain, which is where the Old Man Cave lets out. Alaszun's going to go ahead and check the back of Old Man Cave, since there was nothing else to do up on the mountain itself.
Fortunately, our save and quit points that aren't Link's house today are kind of garbage. Well, correction. That's not too bad.
Jeez,
Yeah.
this is a chain of connectors that you just want to wind up somewhere garbage because you don't want to have to walk through this 3 times. Oh, of course, that's our Dark World access or our West Dark World access.
I mean, it's not on logic yet, but yeah, because we obviously still need at least a lamp to get the old man. So, like, just getting Swamp Palace today is locked entirely by a lamp because of that small key. That's Meyer shit, though. So, map to Skullwoods. Now, unfortunately for Alaszun here, he's going to not be able to check the back of Skullwoods, which could be a blessing, depending on how the layout of it, what the layout of it is. But yeah, Walsh is going to follow into Desert Palace in a second.
Yeah, and I think as much work as it took Alaszun to get here, like, he's not going to want to risk getting caught in the back of Skullwoods at all. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess I say risk. You know it's going to happen.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, he can take a look maybe in the first one and see if he can pull the items out of it, if it's the first entrance, but I wouldn't expect him to go all the way back, not especially when we've already found a small key.
Yeah, he's just not going to take drop downs willy-nilly and maybe get stuck back there, because he really wants to be able to just do this entire Dark World loop while he's here in this part of the world and see what's over here.
Yeah.
And get down to the Dark Bonk Rocks that are the other entrance that those boots open up.
Yeah, this would be nice, because basically this is just going to leave him with, like, one more set of things. That is the front of TR. Yeah, so the old Walsh isn't going to follow the old man, so the good thing is that this probably will lead to the lamp somehow. The bad news is who knows where else it'll go. Skullwoods today is a crystal. Kind of not really shocking considering where our other stuff ended up. But that...
Not bad for Walsh there, getting to Eastern Light Death Mountain. Ooh, and finding Hype Cave as well.
See. GT Vicky, that unfortunately really doesn't give us anything. Right now, at least. Okay, so we don't have a bad Skullwoods layout today. And Walsh has found another side of Paradox Cave. Almost vanilla, I think.
Yep, actually straight vanilla, maybe?
Yeah, so let's see what's in here. Walsh. The GT Vicky is nice, but like it doesn't really buy us anything immediately. More maps. Even more maps.
Yeah, pretty underwhelming as Paradox Caves go.
Yeah, Alaszun. Okay, yeah, that's right. Alaszun did check the fortune teller. I wouldn't turn away. You're only on 2 hearts. I've died in Village of Outcasts here. Alright, so Looks like we have access into the Misery Mire region via Paradox Cave.
And we also got the Skullwoods and Misery Mire as our red crystals. Whoa, jeez, Alaszun.
I've actually died to rolling into a ghost while opening the Thieves' Town door.
That one's the worst.
It can happen. It's really annoying. Walsh just found the Dark Cave here over in the Mire region, and oh, and Alaszun does a happy dance. Because, quite frankly, that's probably the best freaking spot right for him right now to have found the mirror.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Opens up 2 more light world entrances that you can only mirror to get to.
And it happens to be right next to the spot where you could get to those entrances too. Yeah, and the nice thing for his routing here is, what so Walsh here is going to go and over to Ice Rock Cave. So Alaszun will have the option of like fake flipping over to the Dark World version of this and then mirroring and doing these exact same checks.
Alaszun got the clutch double stun there with the boomerang to be able to take out both of those guards with the bombs.
There's our jam. Oh, good. Oh, good. Anybody for hammerless burn up blind?
I mean, I guess burn up blind is the next best thing after a sword, right? So
I'm not even sure if it's in logic, to be quite frank. Just that we don't have a half magic yet. Walsh has found Pyramid Fairy. Yeah, and is gonna go set up her fake flipper to go check some stuff up in the water. Yeah, here's Alaszun gonna like, oh wait, I can go quickly. Check and see what's on this torch right around here. And it's money. It's a big key to Mire. This is K45, and where was this? Oh, this was the Northern Dock Rocks. So I think Walsh is going to make a plan to Misery Mire and check out Shot Cave here.
yeah, so really interesting divergence when both runners found that Old Man Cave and followed different connectors right afterwards. That's taken them in very different directions.
Yeah. And there's the ice rod.
Oh my gosh, we're real close to being able to beat Trinex.
Yeah. Yeah, and even better for Alaszun, like, I'm sure he's going to be really happy because, like, when he's kind of done, he can, like, quickly mirror himself right around here. And then go and check all the desert entrances as well, and then dash back and feel real good about it. Yeah, because he hasn't done any of the South Dark Light World stuff, so he can just, like, pull a bomb, walk over, and take a look at some other stuff. Yeah, Walsh doesn't have Smart, yeah. And both the runners want some money today. And honestly, in Alasun's perspective, I'm pretty sure he's planning on hitting Zora and Catfish soon. So he wants to get up to 500 rupees. Oh, good.
Oh, this Meyer 2 with just awful weapons here.
Yeah, this is not a fun Meyer 2. Alaszun just cracked 500. Gonna be really happy in a second when he discovers that he's got his fire rod here. Now probably hates Meyer Shed a little bit more. We'll see what Walsh opts to do. Like our problem right now is that it has to kind of either be like Thieves Town or Misery Mire has our answer. From a logic perspective, and that logic is to get us our... it could be Catfish, I guess, but we'll see. Like, to get us our stuff. To get us our lamp, to get us through the Black and Old Man Cave. Or a hookshot to, like, get us across the map. But that's not the most intuitive thing.
Could always hope for just a hammer to get to South Dark World as well.
True. Yeah, Alassun's coming up around here now to check the other last couple bits of this route. Here's Agina's cave. I guess I think there might be one more entrance left over in the Mire region that we never looked at because Walsh seemed to get lost in the Dark Cave. But we'll see.
I think he saw all of them, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's really wild to me that Alaszun is at 5 hearts still, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, all Walsh's health is in place, unfortunately, didn't really give items. Ah, here we are!
A helpful Palace of Darkness.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. I think from a strategic standpoint, Alaszun's just gonna end his run in there because he'd rather just die in Dark, not have to, like, Death Warp in Dark Maze or something. I mean, he doesn't have to Death Warp, but... I think he wants to find a bottle or bow so he can at least try to knock out left side, or, you know... something to make this a little more tolerable. The Fairy Ascension Cave, unfortunately, we don't... The money in the seed has not really shown up early on.
And yeah, hoping to find something useful in one of those 2 entrances, but no such luck.
Yeah. Alright, let's take a look and see what our first item out of Thieves Town is. Now that we have obtained the small key, all the items in Thieves Town are in logic. Except for getting the big chest, because we still need a hammer for that. Walsh only has 1 palm. Oh, good.
I mean, I know there's always a pod key in pod, but come on.
Yeah, well... We're gonna find the map next. That's where this is going. We are playing on 100% location, so unfortunately, we can't have a pod, a small key, and a harmless hallway or big key chest today. But this is a nice location to get back to once we get a hammer. And we need a hammer to beat pod anyway, so... Okay. Okay, Alaszun's really happy, I'm sure.
And Walsh a little bit low on magic for starting this blind fight with just Berna, but we'll see if he can get through it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he at least rescued blind. So, from that perspective, he just has to, like, walk himself back. But, yeah, unfortunately, when Alaszun gets around to doing this, he'll have had a sword for this fight. Walsh is heading for Super Bunny Cave because he can get a full magic refill here. Ooh. And I think Alaszun's going to attempt it. No, he's not going to mimic clip here. Is he? Or...
taking a death warp to save Scum the vanilla big key chest.
Yeah, this is fine. Honestly, pretty understandable. The game gave you a whole bunch of bot keys to start off with, and you've been rewarded handsomely just for doing the minor sequence break of, like, ignoring the lamp requirement for the old man cave. So... yeah. Yeah, and this was completely at the end of his route, so he's completely happy with this. He'll get to go check the top of the castle now, and probably go to Tower of Error too. And on Walsh's side, very nice blind kill. First one key to TR. Fortunately, like, that really doesn't really give us anything. So our answer is Meyer. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about the connectors, right? Because that sword is within pod key logic, but I don't know if we can actually get to pod anywhere without the lamp.
Correct. We have Right Side Death Mountain, but Right Side Death Mountain only was... one entrance of that was Meyer, and the other one... like, the mirror's out of logic for right now, so... we'll see. It's interesting. I kind of assume what Alaszun will probably end up doing after this little bit of run is he'll probably... actually, yeah, I know exactly. I kind of feel like what he wants to do after this is... when he goes to the top of the mountain, he can mirror... to top of the castle, he'll mirror. And he's probably trying to look for another sword or cape just so he can get through the Aga Tower barrier. But when he does that, like, he can go check Spectacle, use that Spectacle Rock connector that's there, and then mirror and drop himself down onto the right side of the mountain. And then he'll discover that he can get over there. He could have gotten over Desert Pledge. Desert Palace, anyway. And find the Meyer area. Cut it a little bit close, but he managed to get through. There is the damn item. What is our damn item? I missed it.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. I guess Walsh saw it earlier.
Did Walsh pick up the damn item earlier, or did he just run by it?
I'm not sure, because I'm not sure when he would have been back to that area.
Like, he... There's Alaszun's Feast on Small Key. Now he gets to play the wonderful game of Wait for the Hammer. The screen wasn't also lagging like he hadn't picked it up, had ignored it. So I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, so...
I mean, I suspect we'll see it because this farming feels like it's going to be for Zora, so he's just going to run right back over and fake flip her up there, I think.
Yeah, probably. Oh, this route is working out wonderful for Alaszun. Oh, Desert Smokey. I wonder if there's an entrance to Desert Palace that you'll be able to find very quickly. Yeah, it was just bombs. That is the other side of Ice Rod Cave over there in the top of Super Funny entrance. We had double bombos for our meds today.
A very isolated sick kid there at the top of Paradox Cave.
Yeah. Yeah. And, game? Game?
Sweet, sweet vanilla entrances.
Oh, okay, so this is an interesting reversal here. Alaszun has found the top of the bottom of the Old Man Rescue Cave at Tower of Fear. This means that the cave that Walsh had found over in the Maya region is our Death Mountain Descent Cave, which kind of probably explains the reason why I was having an issue with it. That is the worst cave. Blindside for Alaszun.
Just incredible that we keep finding all of these big item caves with absolute junk in them.
Yeah. Oh, good. There's one more key for our collection of useless stuff. That is even more horribly out of logic than before. Right now, I just kind of can't wait to see exactly how we're supposed to have gotten through this entire chain.
Yeah, Walsh going back into Mire now, better prepared for this Mire 2.
Yeah, bonk rocks for Alaszun. Oh, good. Pods are green pendant. That's our flippers. Okay, so the connector that we got here was flippers locked, so this can't be our way up to the mountain with flippers.
Yeah, it feels like it's just gonna be Lamp and Misery Mire that's just gonna put everything that Alaszun has been doing right into logic.
Yeah, pretty much. And the reason why Alaszun did this the way he did this is he knows where the back of the old man save and quit is. So, like, to get to the entrances over on the side of Death Mountain he wants to get to, like, he could just save the old man and immediately get a save and quit point right there. Alright, is this our answer for logic purposes? No.
Oh, hi there, Hammer.
Ooh, that's nice. Alright, so that kind of starts snapping everything into logic now because we can just walk ourselves over to the mirror, walk ourselves over to Pod and the sword, and the mitts. That being said, Alaszun's gonna have a lot more efficient time clearing everything. I believe he opted not to due to the fact that he only has one small key, and those chests are locked by 3. The mirror has not been in logic for a while. That's how we got to logic. We had no way to West Dark World without having a lamp. The only connectors that led over there were all lamped. We had to go through the back of the old man cave in the dark rooms in order to find the connector over to Fairy Ascension to get us to the top of Bumper. Specifically. Yeah, so, this is an entrance that Alaszun was not going to check. It's going to be kind of hard for him to get back to for a while. Over at the back of Skullwoods. It's unfortunately just a fairy mountain.
Trying to think of what other options we have with the hammer now, besides just picking up that mirror and logic. We can get into the front part of Swamp. We can sequence break some stuff in GT.
We can get into Swamp. We can check the Hammer Peg's house. We can check Hammer Peg's. I mean, there's a decent general amount of stuff we can do. It does get us to mitts. The mirror also means that we can check Desert Ledge as well. Yeah, now Alaszun should probably want to. He didn't check the other top side of the other entrance off of over here in the right side of Death Mountain. So it'll be interesting to see if he opts to Nah, check the top and look for that and see there's a connector to Mire. Though, to be honest, we have mitts. We're just kind of a flute away from being able to get in there. We're probably going to actually, you know what? Alaszun, you have the Desert Prowl Smolky.
He remembered.
He just realized it, yeah. And he's like, wait, I can go... He was thinking in his head, like, I can go check this guilt-free. I can go check Paradox Cave guilt-free, and then I'm like, wait, no, I have the Smolky. I should go quickly clean that off. Both of our runners finally up to pretty healthy levels here, at 11 hearts each. Yeah, this is actually going to work out really, really awesome because, kind of depending on how he kind of wants to play this. One, he'll see this is the other side of Hookshot Cave, but two, like, he can actually go back into Hyrule Castle and then maybe even continue this all the way through to take the back of Escape.
Right.
He has the mirror now, so just quickly running back and killing the card isn't too much of a problem.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's interesting because it's just that the end of his route is right here at a Hyrule Castle entrance. That feels very good to do. It's not anything particular about sort of the logic or anything, right?
Yeah. The other thing you could do is take the entrance into from Hyrule Castle. Ooh, that's bad.
Stupid Spiral Cave.
Spiral Cave is going to throw a wrench to this plan. He may also opt to like use Spiral Cave to. He didn't check that one other entrance in Mire, but there's the bomb shop for Walt. But like the bottom of Spiral Cave is K45, so like he can quickly run himself back over to Hyrule Castle, and then maybe start taking a look at some of the stuff over in Hookshot Cave or Misery Mire, which he probably wants to do because he's suspecting it's either the link at this point. Walsh, unfortunately, about 20-25 minutes late to that. He is up a Thieves on clear, but had to ore from the big chest and took a couple tries to do it. You know, with Walsh's weaponry, he probably will be able to get himself over to the second item check in here.
I think Alaszun got there as well.
Oh yeah, no, he did. That's right. I forgot. I was thinking because he had just had bombs and burn, he wasn't going to do it. Yeah. Cards and snakes are dropping magic today.
So Ice Palace Big out of Dark Cross is new.
Always nice to have it before we even find Ice Palace. Yeah, we haven't even found Ice Palace.
Oh, and our first bottle, jeez.
Yeah, you'd hope for something more with the sequence break, but you know what? That is worth a check. So Alaszun's gonna go. He can hover. I don't know how well he's gonna be feeling up to hovering right now. He's killing the berry, so that makes me inclined to think that he's gonna give it a. Alright, so we're for Walsh. No. Why are you saving pudding? You go into Misery Mire. There's a Genus Cave for Walsh. Only a couple more entrances before he discovers everything nice that's sitting over in Pod. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, that's could be big. That's the Desert Palace Big Key. This is something that Walsh did not check when he came through Mire the first time.
Yeah, and like we talked about before, not in logic yet, but you know, those Mire small keys are the ones that you want to be skipping anyway, so.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice to have one of them. Like for those who don't play Randomizer or the vanilla game, like Misery Mire has 6 lockers. None of them are on the way to the boss, and only in fact, only one of them are on any way to chess that can't be bypassed by just hitting a switch. So there's lots of keys in Misery Mire that just aren't used. We are starting to pick up more and more GT smalls, which is interesting. The magic number for map room having a hookshot is 4. So that could be something to keep an eye out for. Now, I don't think Alaszun picked up the Mire Big Key. I don't remember exactly what it was, but he's not managed to come by it.
Yeah, I'm completely losing track of where that was, but I do remember the Mire Big Chest was junk, so.
There's some money, and I believe the next couple checks are going to be the actual. Barn Crocs was, yeah, so I suspect Alaszun won't be missing that for very long, because he'll probably go right back into the Dark World from here. Now that he has Hammer and Mitts. Also remembering that he can now do the Mimic Cave over here. Sir Skull. It's all the way down. Actually, it's the light rope version where Walsh is.
And Alaszun is just gonna love finding keys for the dungeon he just left.
Yeah, well... Could be worse. Surprised he didn't bonk the tree for a full magic up refill, but maybe he's planning on grabbing some elsewhere. Obviously, this is green pendant. Interesting.
Ooh, nice, gonna show us off this bomb jump there for a red rupee.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna follow this connector and have some fun with this. We don't actually really need a lot of connectors left. We've kind of hit all the must connects that are really important today. But that being said, he can. This is another couple items for him, and it'd be interesting to kind of see where this exactly gets him out. Yeah, Walsh is starting to put some of this stuff, logic back together. He's going to be fun. Actually, correction, he's heading for the old man rescue. Not the old man rescue, he's, yeah. He knows he can get to Dark Death Mountain from here. He's not going to be able to find Eastern Palace because it's on the ledge above him, but there really wasn't anything in there.
There's another GT small there in TR.
Yeah. I have my feeling is okay, so Alaszun's gonna go grab Save the Smith. Because he can go check some of the stuff on the top of the castle now. And not have to really worry about it. And then dismiss over at Flute Spot 5 so I can just get it quickly. Or, I mean, he doesn't have cape. He's still missing Ice Palace. And he can beat Ice Palace.
Yeah, there are occasional entrances that will delete the Smith too, right? Or is that just Purple Chest?
The only entrance that's going to delete the Smith is going to be the Old Man Rescue Cave. And he's checked that. He knows where that is. So he's not going to go through it because, in fact, the Tower of Hair is almost impossible.
Thieves Town will as well, right? But we've already found that, so it's irrelevant.
Yeah,
but...
yeah, Thieves Town would as well. In fact, he can 100% do Thieves Town. I'm actually kind of surprised he hasn't opted to go do Thieves Town in College yet. But... Gonna go do Hammerpegs. Not Hammerpegs, Spike Cave.
Spike Cave in Pod is just like the ultimate dead end.
Yeah. It's a small key though. To yard. So these are going to be some new locations for Walsh over here. Alaszun hasn't mounted to go take a look at these. Here's Ice Palace. It's nice. This is completable. He does not have the Ice Palace big key though. Okay, so Alaszun's heading for the book.
Just a lot of junk in this part of the world to clean up from these saving quits.
Yeah. Hasn't checked, I don't think he's checked the island either, so this is there's some entrances and he hasn't done Sora either. So.
If he wants to go back to the top of the castle, he can do a sank and quit right now.
Look. I love that glitch. He's not going to do it, unfortunately.
I just want it to happen so bad.
I've seen literally one person do that in because of course it was Lynn. Welcome in, Raiders. Zelda-san reading in. Okay, he's got to keep. He has no more excuses. Welcome in, Raiders. We've got a 4-2 matchup today between rdwalshv and Alaszun. Right now, the logic kind of expected you to do burn a fire rod, ice rod. Actually, just burn a fire rod, mire 2 to get your hammer, so you can get into the dark world to get your mirror. Alaszun ignored that by following the old man cave. So it was a little bit kind of ahead on just checking general progression. The Walsh has cleared thieves down for nothing, but had to leave behind the thieves on big chest because he had to do Burna blind. So it's been a fun seed. Yeah, but Alaszun, I think at this point Alaszun's mostly starting to knock out all of his overworld stuff. This has actually been really, really efficient for him.
Yeah, as always, if there's an item that you're going to sequence break in a Crosskeys seed, you just want it to be mirror. It can just save you so much time.
Yeah. Okay, so he's not going to go check the top of the castle, but oh yes, he forgot to check he checked the damn item. Didn't check the damn item for a very long time.
Oh my gosh, and there is our lamp in Ice.
Wow, yeah, our lamp that's locked by our fire rod. Wonderful. Yeah, that is one horrible lamp. I'm not gonna lie. Like, unless we somehow find a sword that wasn't locked by it, doing fire rod, burn strats to get into Mire 2 for your hammer, just so you get your mirror to get into Ice Palace to get your lamp is something.
Also worth noting, as you saw there, that Walsh specifically did not do the Ice Palace bomb jump, so without the big key, had no intention of actually beating Cold Stare while he was here.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's a pendant, so that's good for him. Unfortunately, it looked like the only thing really in there was just that, just the lamp, which... I mean, we gotta do Mire. It's nice. It's not hard required.
That lamp does confirm, though, by the way, that the hammer was the intended progression, since lamp was mirror locked, and the way that Alaszun got to the mirror originally was lamp locked.
Yeah. Yeah, so this will be Walsh getting himself finally up to the top of Death Mountain here. And we'll have something interesting coming up because, honestly, what are we missing now for Samaria and the Eastern Palace Big Key, possibly, I guess.
Hookshot seems good.
Yeah, and a sword. We will, and we do need a bow because we know 2 pendants, so we can't have the pod Eastern double. Oh wait, no, we could still have the pod Eastern double. I'm sorry. Pod is a pendant. Alright, so just 20 rupees in the big chest. Walsh isn't going to get burned by that. Alaszun gets, I think, his 3rd or 4th for the Rock Small Key. And his first crystal.
Sort of has been a stubbornly slow seed. First crystal at 120. Probably feels pretty bad, but feels like Alaszun has a bit of a lead.
Yeah, I think really just like, unfortunately, just really going to come down to that decision to go follow the Old Man Cave rather than double back through Desert Palace. And I don't think either runner really made a bad call. I think, like, Walsh doing what he did and kind of sticking to logic is perfectly fine. Unfortunately, like, the logic really was kind of gross this seed in terms of, like, what it actually wanted you to do. Alaszun, on the other hand, kind of was like, I can get to Desert Palace, right? It's the Link Rock spawn, you know, the Link's House spawn rocks. I can go check that entrance literally at any time. Let me go check the one that's a little more annoying to get to right now, and it paid off very, very significantly.
Yeah, I think it also would have been a different story if Walsh had been able to get into Mire the first time he had tried to go in there, but with Burna as kind of the main weapon, just didn't have enough magic to do it. Well,
yeah,
bombs.
Yeah, and part of that just because Alaszun was able to get himself, getting into Mire, getting himself a hand before he fought blind the first time would have been good. Because he, for those who came in late, he had to fight blind twice. He fought blind once, ran out of magic, and had to run himself back out of the dungeon, and actually ran over to Super Bunny Cave to get the full magic refill out of it, to refill it, and then went back in. Alaszun, on the other hand, was just kind of pushing forward with progress. Right now, a lot of what Walsh is doing is just stuff Alaszun has been doing for like the last half an hour or so. Yeah, that was a very nice Mothula kill for Alaszun.
Ooh,
and there's Dog. And Alaszun knows where Swamp Palace is, so he'll get himself over there soon. There is a crystal. this bumper ledge. Event's in the other side of this, so it'll probably go somewhere decent. Eh. Looked like swamps of crystal.
Yeah, and he also saw the pendant ice there, so he's not going to be too worried about finding that entrance, for the moment at least.
Yeah, like from a entrances perspective, I think we're just missing a couple 3-1 item keys, right? I don't think we've seen Hammer Pegs, Checkerboard, or C-shaped house, but I could be wrong on one or two of those. Or the library. So there's some entrances out there, but there's nothing really particularly valuable.
I think we might have seen library, actually.
Okay, library was Hammer. Oh, the mirror was at Hammer Pegs, you're right. So I'm just gonna...
Looks like Alaszun is prioritizing some entrances at least, though. That back of desert's still pretty elusive, so that might be the one he's really hoping for.
Yeah, that's the one. Like, you can beat it. You know 2 of your pendants already, so it's pretty much going to probably be a crystal.
Hey,
There's...
Checkerboard Cave.
Checkerboard? That's a bow. Walsh has found the Eastern Palace and is going to dive in. And yeah, so like Alaszun's doing this because this is going to get him on top of Bumper Ledge, and then he just has the mirror here. He'll check one more entrance and then drop himself down to Swamp Palace. And in fact, he'll probably even do it in the Dark World, so he can do. He'll find himself Ice Palace after this. You know, I just realized something. Our Ice Palace big key was in Dark Cross and was locked by.
Oh, the logical
lamp.
double dip.
The lamp.
Oh
so there was a logical double dip of Ice Palace. If something, you know, obviously. Well, we would have needed the lamp anyway. Myers. Something. I'm surprised he's leaving the mirror here. He's going into... Okay, he's checking Hookshot Cave. Understandable. I mean, realistically, like... Once he's done with this, he'll do Swamp, and then, like, he can get himself into GT as well. There's a sword.
Yeah, GT almost entirely untouched.
Yeah.
But we do have the big key, so Bo says we can do everything but the right-hand side.
The hookshot is on top of Hyrule Castle on the Ice Red Cave. What would be Ice Red Cave? Or the left door outside the cave that leads to the upper castle. So and our save and quit today is the pyramid, so Walsh just has to, like, get to the pyramid and mirror. Yeah, okay, so what's gonna... So, realistically, like... Yeah, Alaszun's still missing... Probably in his mind, he's probably missing... I think in Alaszun's mind, he's probably missing Eastern Palace, we're good. But the slight chance that
Oh my gosh.
all right, game. Want to settle
Yeah,
down?
I feel like the last couple minutes really show us what Alaszun is thinking about for the last to wrap up this seed, right? It's like, okay, find a dungeon, pick up the little one-offs that are along the way, and then just see what we can get out of there.
Yeah. Actually, and now that I'm thinking about it, really, like realistically, all we really need is like Samaria and Eastern Palace. Big will get us into Goma because I think at this point the only other entrance we haven't seen yet that Desert could possibly be at. I think there might be one entrance in the Mire that both runners skip for reasons. But it's also Pyramid Fairy. So, and in order to get to Pyramid Fairy, we need Samaria to beat Mire. Yeah, so we will get a little bit more knowledge from our end because Walsh has the map to Turtle Rock. Alaszun does not. It's a crystal. That's not going to really bite Alaszun too hard. When you get Samaria, you're going to go and you're missing a crystal. You're probably just going to kill Trinex almost immediately. He's one of the fastest bosses to reach an entrance randomizer. It's kind of the tide between him and Baldor. No, we don't need Bombos to find Desert today. Both of our medallion-locked entrances are connectors. We have seen where they both go to. So while Bombos is locking those entrances, we don't actually have to take them. Take that. TR front connected to the old woman house, which is one of the Spectacle Rock Cave entrances.
Game is just totally teasing us with all of these big keys that are not really the one that we want.
No, but, you know, Alaszun hasn't checked the back of Skull Ledge yet for entrance. So it's nice that he has that. The Mire Big Key is in Cave 45, which is in the Bach Rocks entrance. So just south of where Alaszun's right now. He'll probably end up pretty quick. Okay. Next game. Oh, good. Well, that answers one question. Yeah, so for Walsh, he'll be getting hookshot in a second. I guess now, like, when Alaszun finds Ice Palace, do you think he'll go on full clear it, or do you think he may opt to, like, skip in favor of quickly running into GT?
Yeah, I mean, full clearing a pendant dungeon when you've got other options doesn't seem super appealing, frankly, but I think there's so much in GT that that's just going to be too tempting.
Yeah, I mean, Ice Palace isn't in a great spot. It's Graveyard Ledge. But you don't have Samaria. Like, you can theoretically speed Ice Palace. And Ice Palace could even be locked by your Goma at this point. You might think maybe it has your lamp at your progression. Walsh is going to get his first bow. Alaszun gets his money. How many GT smalls are we at? We're at 3. So we can get up to pre-Moldorm 2 in Logic.
And here comes the Meyer Big for Alaszun.
Yeah, so this is why he left that portal in such a kind of an odd spot over here. So he can kind of like get himself back, like do all that light world stuff, and then decide what he wants to do afterwards. Yeah, and it is. And Walsh is going to be heading into Swamp Palace. Unfortunately, nothing really in here other than big keys.
So Skullwood's big key giving us nothing.
Yeah. Honestly, Alaszun could take this time to just quickly pop the pedestal. Which...
Yeah, it makes sense while he's checking the entrance back here as well.
Yeah. I mean, is it likely that we need the pedestal? No, but like Samaria could be on ped, or one of our big keys could be on ped. And I think like having that information is probably going to be nice to color your decision making. Okay, so that's just the Quake medallion.
I always get a little nervous when you see one of those texts that's not just, you know, couch cash. You gotta stop and think, oh, do I need... No, okay, it's good, it's fine.
I always like it when I read Ether Tablet and I just read the words "Bunny be gone" and I'm like, "The frick's my other sword?" For those who don't haven't ever seen that hint, that is the Moon Pearl hint. Yeah, so Alaszun's going into TR. No, he's going to do. Okay, so he's going to go do Purple Chest. And actually, what I think he's going to do, he might opt to go run through GT as well while doing this. Fun times with the hook shot.
That Moon Pearl on tablet also reminds me of that brief time, I think V29, maybe it was back V28, where there was a bug that it wasn't sort of reading swords as progression somehow, and so it would never put things on, it would never put progression on tablets. And then someone in the Plando tourney figured out that if they forced the Moon Pearl onto a tablet, then all of the progression was in the light world. It was a really weird bug.
Oh god. Yeah, I mean, actually, like, I think someone discovered an interesting logic bug as this tournament has been going on, that for some reason, Bombo's tablet is not actually considered a valid target in Crosskeys. Alright.
That was an extremely spicy GT trip there. Just a quick tempered and Cane of Samaria. And now all of a sudden 2 more dungeons that Alaszun can clear.
Yeah. Fortunately, I think we're going to need the Eastern Palace big key. But I completely get what he's doing here. Like, for him, this is like 5 or 6 items, and he'll get around to doing purple chest.
Yeah, and right down the road from GT anyway. So
yeah. Well, this unfortunately for him, this is actually going to be kind of interesting and clever routing on his part. So what's going to happen is that this is actually going to. So what he will end up having to do is he will go beat Trinex, and beating Trinex will get him into the Dark World. Will get him into the Frontier. He'll check those items, but that entrance is the Village of Outcasts fortune teller. And our big bomb shop is Chessgate. So he's going to just like quickly do this entire sequence of events where he's going to blow up the pyramid crack because Sanctuary's at the pyramid. And then find out that Sanctuary is that entrance is unfortunately just a Turtle Rock entrance. Walsh on it with his second crystal as well.
and there's the worst part of this Dark Mire basement done.
Candace Mario was in Stalfos room in GT. So we're going to see on Walsh's side exactly what he's going to do as well, because from Walsh's perspective, he can do very similar. He can do some similar things. He hasn't gone and killed Mothula yet, but I don't know if he's going to.
Walsh is doing a pretty good job of sort of skipping over some of the junk that Alaszun has gone around and cleaned up, but he's just still got a lot of time to make up, unfortunately.
Yeah, Alaszun's a head check for check at this point. The only thing that Alaszun hasn't done is Ice Palace, and if there's anything in Ice Palace, it's something that Walsh didn't do. He's probably never coming back for. So, let's see. So if there's like a big key or something in here for GT, that would be very, very...
Yeah, really, I think the big out would be the Eastern big key, and if that's the last crystal.
Yeah, I have the feeling that Deserts is actually sitting the GT entrance today, because I don't really think there's a lot of other possibilities for it. So let's see.
So 2 more crystals in a big hurry for Alaszun.
Yep. There's Spligo. So Alaszun now knows he's got a 50-50 of actually being in gut mode or not. Good. One more Myers small key to the pile. Alright, so he's gonna go check the north entrances here first. Oh, good. Oh, good. Yeah. He doesn't want to stick around. Yeah, so Alaszun's going to skip my spell. Alright. So it's a very good chance today that Alaszun's going to miss both of the hierarchies.
Yeah, he saw the one in Zelda Cell earlier, but then save scummed it and ducked out of GT with better things to do, so...
Yeah. Alright, so let's see. Is the answer in lower GT? Oh, good. Both of our meal upgrades for GT. So the answer to that is no. Alright.
And this Smith on Walsh's side is just getting quite the grand tour. So yeah, question about if Walsh has any outs in this race. It's pretty tough. I feel like we were talking about, the Eastern Big Key and GT Basement was probably his best chance, but that did not show up down there, so...
Yeah. Right now, like for Alaszun, and he's actually going to be deleting the Smith here, so if there's something on Purple Chest, he's going to have to do a little extra work for that. Alaszun hasn't done this part of Death Mountain. This is also understandable. Yeah. You'll find the other side of Super Money Cave. Yeah, I'm pretty sure at this point it's desert. It's deserts at GT, and we have to find. Desert is at GT, and we have to find our Eastern key. But like right now, Alaszun's major issue, the Hair Big Chest is the next one that's going to come up. But at this point, like, he's not got a lot of game left. He's checked all the overworld at this point, and he knows what items he's hunting. Walsh probably knows as well, but Walsh also has to do a bit of cleanup, and he's got a lot more to catch up on. Yep. SOL pot. We have an ocarina, which unfortunately doesn't really do us any good at this point in the game. Welcome in, Raiders, from Jake Cooper. I hope you guys are having an excellent time. This is a 4-2 matchup tonight between Alaszun and rdwalshv. So the winner of this match is still alive for the playing game of the Crosskeys tournament. The loser will be, unfortunately, knocked out from contention. Kind of the major decider in this race was both our runners kind of came to a fork on the road of finding the old man save and quit point next to Desert Palace entrance. Alaszun opted to continue on through Desert Palace. While a little bit of out of logic was able to get a mirror and a sword a lot earlier than Walsh, and Walsh unfortunately stuck to logic today, which required burn a fire rod, mire 2 to get a hammer. And Alaszun was just able to come in later with just a sword. So that's kind of how this is going. I think Alaszun's trying to remember how to get himself back up to go talk to Sick Kid. I think I know how to get. He's gone. All right. He's gone back to the CAC actually, and he'll probably do all GT at this point. Yeah. Fortunately, Alaszun's already done the stuff that Walsh is doing right now, and there's nothing really in here. We're just basically looking for the Eastern Palace Big Key at this point because we're pretty sure we've seen every entrance that GT, and GT is probably desert. Okay.
Yeah, and Alaszun's going to spend some time clearing GT basement, but if he goes ahead and does the climb, those are all going to be new checks, and those might actually be about the most item-dense things we have left at this point.
Yeah. Like, we can check Helmasaur.
He has got all of ice, but
Yeah.
we know most of that is junk.
Yeah, the only thing really left in ice is cold steel. Yeah, in terms of lake checks, what haven't we seen? We haven't seen Palma. We haven't seen Gold Stair. We've seen all of Swamp. We've seen all of Skull. All of Agate Tower. We haven't seen the Ice Palace Big Chest. Yes, Alaszun did Skullwood's big. And good Mothula kill for. Yeah, so Alaszun now knows it's definitely Eastern Palace. Yeah. I was gonna go full clear GT.
Yeah, and Walsh now picking up a lot of the cleanup that Alaszun was doing earlier with the earlier mirror and all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Still hasn't actually gotten the book, which is the Lake Island item. We actually haven't seen either of our tablets. But it's 2 more. But like realistically, there's 3. 6. 10 more checks out there, I think, in the world that aren't somehow locked by Eastern Palace Big Key, and 4 of them are on the climb. Yeah, Walsh ran through it the short way, but Alaszun wasn't really looking for connectors when he found Turtle Rock right side, so he opted to just leave and go check entrances. So it kind of feels bad, but it is kind of understandable about where he was in the race. Walsh, on the other hand, is still looking for a lot of... Well, is still looking for stuff. So here we go. This will be probably Walsh's only out at this point, which is going to be the hair big chest.
Yeah, one false start here as Walsh was looking for this entrance, you know, one world over, but...
Yeah.
Also found a lot of big keys recently that were not the ones that he wanted, but that one not paying off.
Yeah, that's not it. So Alaszun's not going to get burned by skipping the hair keys today. I mean, Alaszun may still check it. That's a very quick check. But I probably will do Ice Palace before that. I believe we are finally tied back up on crystals again.
Yeah, it certainly looks pretty close on the scoreboard, but pretty Walsh is going to sort of have to pull this Eastern Big Key out of a weird one-off check, which, like you've been saying, there are not many of left.
Well, we have a lot of weird one-off checks. The problem is this is our density play. And yeah, there's the Hyrule Castle small key. And Alaszun probably is going to get... Actually, you know, I just realized you had to go beat Ice Harmless in order to get both of our Hera keys today. Because our Hera small key is in Zelda Sill.
That is definitely one that Alaszun was hoping not to find, right? To just know he could never have to bother going back, but...
Yeah, that's probably just for Lena's... No. No. I don't remember if Walsh did Tower. I'll find that in a second. Alright. Where is Walsh heading? He's, Oh, he didn't have a sword or the cave to check this entrance when he was walking by. He's going to find its bumper cave, and then he's unfortunately going to find out that this is Desert Palace right. Yeah, Alaszun... Yeah. At this point, Alaszun's just going to climb, because it's full clearing everything is going to be the most efficient option.
This is the Ice Big, is that right?
Yeah, this was our Ice Palace big key. Yeah, now Walsh did most of Ice Palace already, so I don't think he's going to get back to that, like, before the climb, maybe. I think he did do Icebreaker, or he couldn't have done Icebreaker, but he didn't do the Ice Palace jump. Like, he made his peace with the rest of those checks.
Yeah, there's a certain point where you're just like, I hate that check so much that I'm okay with losing rather than going back to it. And I feel like Alaszun might be there with Hera Basement, and already Walsh is there with Ice Palace.
Ooh, nice splash. Rebound. Yeah, Walsh was heading for here. Here's Walsh heading for GT.
Yeah, and for all that we've been saying, Walsh not very far behind in going up Ganon's tower here. So if this is the answer, this will wind up pretty close in the end.
Yeah. Alaszun's been a much more thorough player overall. And unfortunately, like, the one thing that Walsh did do was for something that was for logical purposes, which was Ice Palace, but unfortunately, that logic was just a leap.
That is my least favorite part of Crosskeys, where you're like, okay, the seed wants me to climb GT or whatever silly thing it is, and then it's just like, yeah, logically you were supposed to do that, but it was for your 6th pod key or whatever.
Yeah. There's a reverting. And we're
there
going.
we go.
What is the fastest way there? This is a good question. How are we getting back here?
Yeah, are we gonna just connect back to Floating Island? I forget how we got there, but...
Don't think this is it. No, Alaszun, you need to save and quit. Just... Yeah, this is it. Spectacle Rock is the fastest answer. Did he even use that blue potion? Probably not. Actually, he probably did because he wants to do Burno strats. Yeah.
Yeah, half magic tempered silvers. It's not like he's really going to be short on magic for the Ganon fight, so...
Yeah. Little nerve showing, I think, at this point. But... 2-on-1, and you probably thought maybe if I was a little more thorough on GT, I could have saved some time. Yeah, so Walsh is in go mode as well. Walsh is opting to activate the flute. Unfortunately, I think... yeah, this is going to be a problem. This is going to take a slower way to get into Eastern. Yes, Jacob, there was a very interesting lighting difference. It is because the lamp was nice. And Alaszun opted not to. Oh, okay, never mind. I get what doing. He was. It's like, why is he activating the flute? He could just run up and do it. He's activating the flute for the return trip. Never mind. Is Ganon somewhere where the flute matters? It's back in Kakariko, and our save and quit points are the Pyramid and West Dark Death Mountain. East Dark Death Mountain. So, yes. At least in the... Is the flute cutscene going to be faster than running back there from Link's house? And I'm pretty sure the answer to that is... I guess theoretically you could, like, run yourself through... But...
And yeah, as we saw, our runners are pretty much one Eastern Palace go mode behind. Or apart, rather.
Yeah.
Gets the 1 cycle there. I absolutely hate this Ganon position.
Yeah, this is one of the worst. But he's got the cape. He's in the right spot. I don't care if it's faster. I hate that spot. Alaszun just wants to stun. As Telthar is slicing up his last crystal, Alaszun has to defeat again. Just has to cross a little 1x3 tile bridge.
An official time on race time of 2:05:04. And we'll see if we can get Alaszun in here, as Walsh is going to go ahead and finish up as well.
Yep. Walsh having a little more luck with the game positioning. And that is down for him. And Walsh has finished in second with a time of 2:06:46. We're also going to try to get him in for an interview as well. And I believe we're being joined in Discord by Alaszun. GG's. Congratulations. Can you hear us?
There was a joke in the post-race chat about we should talk really loud so that he can hear us through his headphones.
He's find his headphones because he's...
How the fuck did they end up behind the door? Okay, we got him.
Okay, all right. GG's.
GG's, man. Is Walsh here? I actually haven't looked yet.
Not
no,
yet.
He's not. Oh yeah, he said give me a second. Okay. Yeah, I needed to, like, right after the race, I needed to go drink, like, a glass of water because I felt like I was about to faint. I legit don't know why, but my tournament nerves have just been on, like, super overdrive this tournament. And, like, you could probably tell in my movement by the end of it that I'm just, like, can't press button right, must do things.
I saw that little juke to the right at the start of Eastern Palace, and I was just like, you just want this to be over.
Yeah. Honestly, I got way too tilted when I found Turtle Rock left.
Yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. I was just like, you thought you were in go mode, hunting entrances just to verify it, and then let's look. If I had only checked that one entrance when I could have, but
Yeah,
you didn't
it's
want
not
to
even
check
that I
it.
thought I was in go mode. I wanted to know if I was in go mode, and at the point I had it, I'm
Yeah.
like, I want to be here. I don't really want to go somewhere else, and connectors don't have a lot of value to me. Like,
Exactly.
what's the worst thing that could happen? It's in Pyramid Fairy, and I drag the big bomb there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we're also being joined by Walsh, who I GG's. Very, very close race. Even closer than we were kind of expecting towards the end. I think. Honestly, it was really, really interesting, just because you both were pretty neck and checks for a while, up until about 1 point. And would you like to guess what that 1 point was? I'm just out of curiosity.
Would be hilarious. First of all,
Hold on, let me mute my volume on the game.
Sorry.
yeah, like first that early game is real enough for me.
I would say the one thing I felt really good about early on is the mirror. I don't know if that gave me a nice little spot or anything.
I wouldn't say it's so much the mirror. It was just so when you both kind of found Desert Palace, both found the boots, and then you both obviously immediately found Desert Palace. Walsh opted to kind of go back into the desert, check the rest of the other entrance, and Alaszun, you opted to continue on through the Old Man Cave.
Dude,
Yeah,
that sequence was crazy. I'm just all right, we're just following connectors here. Really wish I had a mirror right now, but
Well, yeah, I mean, you had to get that mirror eventually. You got that mirror eventually. Just you had to.
Yeah, I mean, it was it was still out of logic when I got it. It took a while for me to put it back in logic, but
Yeah, I mean, you had to go beat Meyer 2 with Verna and Fire Rod.
yeah.
Which was
I thought about it and was like, no, this feels
And-
terrible.
yeah, unfortunately. I'm pretty
I still can't really hear you.
I'm pretty sure what Walsh said is it was pretty terrible because that's what Walsh.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, you get the hammer early, which was really, really nice, but also that room sucks.
Oh,
I still think the worst seed I've ever had. I had to dive a pendant uncompletable Eastern Palace for Ice Rod to do Meyer 2, but
yeah. Yeah, but and I'm sorry, Walsh, for just having a lot of distortion. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but
Anyways,
Yeah.
can you hear me now, or?
yeah, now it's
Yeah,
fine.
much
Okay.
better.
All right, yeah,
Hello!
sorry. Hello, yeah. Apparently, I should be speaking into my microphone, not the laptop microphone. We're here. Okay. It's been one of those
crazy how
nights.
that works. I
Yeah,
believe
it's weird.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would it help you? Would it make you feel any better at all to know that I almost threw this by seed bleeding from a previous seed?
Oh, so what happened to you? Because I'm kind of shocked that that it was this close. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't climb it. So I got the cane and said, shit, this might be go mode. And then went off to go play Magical Entrance Adventure. Only to find out that Desert had to be in GT, and I'm like, well, that's probably a pendant then, and I'm probably not in go mode. But I literally just left GT at the cane and bailed. But once I got my Eastern, I left. I had forgot. I played a seed 3 hours before our race that had the weirdest spec rock layout, and I knew to get to Eastern. I'm like, okay, I think my best way to get here is just to drop down through spec rock, and so I fluted to the rock next to the fairy cave, or the rock next to Desert. And when I'm like, okay, yeah, it's open. Yeah, this is the right one. I just must have mismarked it. I marked it as a point of interest on my tracker and not as a spec rock. Open it. Why is this the arrow gate? Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, it was not great. I think when I went to activate my flute, ran out the wrong way out of Paradox Cave and got stuck at Mire and had to go through the sequence again. So yeah, I was super jittery by the end of that because I just, for whatever reason, my tournament nerves in this tournament have just been like going exponentially up and up for reasons that don't really make sense to me. And unfortunately, it's hurt my play a lot and has made me do some dumb things.
Yeah, I kind of had like the benefit of like kind of feeling like I was dead in the water like after like all the Mire shenanigans, because like I stayed in logic. There's an argument to be made that like maybe I should have like tried to say, okay, maybe it's just lamp and Mire and I should go back for the old man connector. But
that's basically what I did. That's basically what I did. Is I said, you know what, it's probably just the lamp and Mire. Let me follow this, and then I'm like, oh, it's Bumper Cave. I guess I'm gonna use this for Dark World, and just took a big loop there. And then when the mirror showed up, I'm like, okay. I'm happy now. This game's almost playable.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I just need a sword to go with the boot so I don't hate my life every time I press the A button.
And then you found Pod.
And then I found Pod. And I never had to go back, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, and I mean, you got the saves come Zelda Cell.
That era small was starting to weigh heavier and heavier in my mind.
But without the pod map, how would you know that pod is the green pendant?
No, that was the TR map. That was the map to TR.
Oh, that was TR. Okay.
TR map at least would have been useful, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would have killed for Eastern or Desert, but
We were pretty excited when you beat Hera and then went back to GT and found essentially both Hera keys on the climb.
not on the climb, behind Ice Armos.
Well,
but,
yeah, in the same spot.
Excited is a word that I might use. I was excited when I opened a chest and held up a big key, and then was progressively less excited when I saw which big key it was.
Yeah. I mean, fortunately, like, the one thing like Walsh did that you managed to skip out on was Ice Palace.
That's kind of what I assume kept me alive, because I did not feel good about my play or my route as a whole.
Don't worry.
I found Ice Palace when I was looking for entrances for Desert. I'm like, all right, well, this is an attractive place to come back to. No, thank you. But since I still had 19 items in GT, something like that.
Yeah, that's
at
completely
the point when I left.
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, I'm going at this point. Like, well, I gotta fucking climb. Like, I'm not just gonna go to Graveyard Ledge for Ice Palace. I also was really late to my hook shot.
Same thing.
Okay. Did you refuse to check that until you had Cape or Master Sword? Because I absolutely was just like, fuck this. I'm not going up there. My mirror's out of logic. And then I got there and I'm like,
you refused to check that even with the cape for a while.
I had things I wanted to do.
But yeah,
I had good things I wanted to do. I had grabbed the Smiths, and like Smiths were just dead to me if I didn't do them right then. Which, by the way, on my F this list, fuck that Smith location.
Yeah,
fuck that loot in Hera. Fuck that Spike Cave location. Although I guess. Did you actually do Spike Cave when you found it, Walsh?
So I had some adventures early game. So like I went to Pod because like again I was last locationing Hammer. So yeah, I like. Oh no. So here's what happened. So Houlihan. Apparently you should do that sometimes. So I got to Pod area with 110 rupees. And then it got kind of skittish because I was in 4 hearts and or I was on 3 hearts and I'm like, okay, I found a shop here. I'm going to buy a heart so I don't get if I get ganked by the murder tackle. Yeah, and then immediately I'm like, wait, god damn it. So I played, and then I got to the game. I gave it one try, did not get the 300 rupees, and so yeah, I had to come back, find out Pod was Spike Cave and not the logical answer I was looking for, and then yeah, I did Spike Cave after Hera.
Okay, I did Hera as my 6th crystal. Like,
Okay,
I
same,
literally
yeah.
didn't do it until I had checked every single... Like, I checked every single entrance except for Pyramid Fairy, and then said, you know what, I'm going to do Hera just in case, like, the flute is here, the Eastern Big Key is here, and I can stop looking. Did you go through Turtle Rock right to left?
I did. You'll never guess where it is.
I do not need to guess where it is,
Yeah.
because I delivered the large bomb.
Oh no. Yeah, that's actually
if
how I end up.
you're tracking my mood across this sea, that's about where I bottomed out. Just like, oh god. Yeah.
Okay, see, like, while I was in the process of, like, getting to the, Ice Rod Cave Late, I actually, so I took that connector. I didn't, like, grab the smith because I didn't want to. But yeah, I took that connector, popped out a Pyramid Fairy, and it's like, oh, okay, well, because I was waiting for a save and quit opportunity before I checked those chests, and it's like, okay, well, guess I'm at this door now.
Yup. Yeah, that is not the happiest I've ever been checking Pyramid. Like, if it was just a nothing entrance, that would have been one thing. But I also... Honestly, I misplayed it. I should have just gone in and checked the connector, like, when I was in entrance hunting mode, because at that point, it's either GT and Desert's there, or it's Pyramid Fairy and Desert has to be in GT, because that's literally all I had left. And I think it probably would have been worth doing that check just to be safe. I was very much in the greed, gotta go. Oh. But yeah, GG's, man. It's always, I would say, like, we always have, I feel like, really, really good races that are nice and close.
Yeah, GG, yeah, it's... Yeah, I knew this was going to be, like, kind of like a slugfest here, but, like...
Yeah.
Sorry, words aren't failing me right now. Yeah, like, I feel like, obviously I'm bummed that I can't make top 16, but, I had a good run last year, like, starting 1 and 2 and then making brackets, so I
don't think people understand how fucking hard it is to make top 16 in this tournament.
It's really hard.
Like, honestly, anybody who's ever made it should just be like, I am so fucking proud of myself. Because this shit is impossible. Yeah. Like, not only do you have to go 6 and 2 or better, like... It's a fucking meat grinder. Like, I'm getting people like T2 and stuff in round 2.
Yeah.
And just like, even for people who like you may be better than, you're probably still like maybe a 65% chance to win. I mean, I guess it depends on how much better you are than your opponent, obviously. Yeah. Like, there are people in this tournament that I will beat 99.999% of the time. But for, like, most people you're getting matched up with, and I'd say, like, maybe out of what, we had 162 people, I'd guess 140 of them probably have at least a 20% chance of beating me in a given seed. It's so hard, man.
Yeah. And then, like, man, like, and I started 4-0, and then, like, my 3 losses are you, Hitsu, and Jjo, and it's like, like,
if it makes you feel better, I also started 4-0.
Yeah.
And then lost to Skelly and Top Life by a combined, I think, 6 minutes in races that I threw, by my estimate, about 25 minutes total.
Yeah, like, legit, I can't feel bad at all about, like, the losses I've taken, because, I mean, there's, like, so many really good players, it's like a, weird mode, and, it stings, like, knowing that I, like, played, like, ass in the early game. Shout out to the laser skips weren't working either in the early game. Like, I just had to peace out of here. Like, I know this isn't working. Like, I just gotta go. But yeah, like, I can... Yeah, I'm happy with how it went, like, the past 2 years, and, yeah, I lost to a good opponent, and I'm hoping you make it through the brackets again.
I would be super happy. I missed it last year, but I think I made it the 2 years before that. I mean, at this point, I'm sitting at the 6 and 2 spot and gonna, like, if I win next week, which, honestly, I'm sure I'm gonna get a fucking meat grinder of an opponent. Isn't Scholzer down in the 5 and 2 bracket now? Like, come on, man.
No, Humbug is.
Oh no, Humbug is right. Scholzer beat Humbug,
like...
which is every bit as bad, honestly. Like, Scholzer won last year, but Humbug's so fucking good at this mode. And it's great because it's like must-watch racing.
Yeah.
Like, I love the like sheer amount of really good, really exciting races we're gonna see next week, and I mean, in this week too. And For a mode
good.
that's really swingy. Sorry, go.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, like, that's one thing I love about, like, like the big Swiss into the tiny bracket. Like, once you get into the later stages, like, there's like really intense and really hype matchups. Like, there's not really a lot of like filler in this tournament, which I really appreciate. Like, as someone who watches races.
Yeah. I definitely, and I mean, obviously, I'm biased. I'm an admin, and like this is not like a Swiss tournament by accident. I like the format a lot, but I think it's just awesome. And like because it's so tight to qualify, you also end up in a position where you have so few races that don't mean anything. Like, Aries the only 7-0, I think. Is that right? Hitsu still have to play.
I think J-Jo was still.
Is J-Jo 6-0? J-Jo's
Yeah.
6-0, I think. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But he still has to play this week.
Yeah.
And I think he's playing ARM. But that's the thing. Like, absent a 7-0 versus 7-0 race, which you're not going to say doesn't matter because it's still like who's going to be the one person to go undefeated across the tournament. Other than the 7-0 7-0 race, like every single race in the 5-2 or higher has bearings on whether people make bracket. And I just think, like from a spectator perspective, it's really, really fun.
Yeah, for sure.
From a racer perspective, I kind of wish I could light myself on fire. From a spectator perspective, it's super cool.
Mood. Yeah, GG's again. Just gonna lick my wounds and hope I can make it over 500 next week. And yeah, just get ready for League, I guess, now.
Yep, I mean, thankfully there's always shit going on for people to do. I'm about to fucking collapse tonight.
Yeah, GG's to both of you. It was a very interesting race to watch, and very, very close finish, much to the detriment of Alaszun's health.
Yeah, well, I hear you have a pretty cool dog. So.
I do have a pretty cool dog. I scared the shit out of him after the race because I spiked my headphones on the ground and yelled, "Let's fucking go!" And he like shot up from the bed that he was sleeping on. Sorry, Indy.
Oh, God. Well, GG's, I think we're about done. Thank you, Alaszun and rdwalshv for the race tonight. It was very good.
Yeah, thank you for the commentary and the tracking, guys, and thanks for letting us podcast at the end here.
I mean, thanks for the race, dude. Like honestly, like it's always fun to have good close races that can go either way.
Yeah, legit. Yeah. Same to you, man. Like it's always fun to race you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's me then, huh? Thank you to our runners who have both taken off, so they don't even get to hear that. But hey, thank you anyway. Thank you to Toph and Papa Bell for coming, to Akir for helping me track this thing, to the audience for coming out and watching it, because if you guys don't come out to watch it, we can't do it. So, hey. Nothing else on the schedule for tonight. Tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, which is about 18 and a half hours from now, is another Crosskeys race. It's going to be Ninjembro versus Lin Lin Lin. That is a 4-2 race, I believe. No, it's a 5-1 race. So it's a 5-1 race, which should be a good race anyway. Lin 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 usually does pretty good in these. So it should be a good race. I think Ninjembro is pretty good too, from what I can see as well. So things to look forward to there. And then that's all we've got tomorrow right now. We may pick up something else later on, but that's it. And then Wednesday, we've got a whole bunch of Windbreaker or Randomizer seeds going on. Their Season 6 tournament is going on. We're looking at 2 3 o'clocks and a 5:30 on Wednesday for them. So, yeah. I'm going to send you guys over to the otters because I'm lazy and I don't feel like figuring out someone to actually raid that's doing something. So I hope you all have a good night, and we'll see you next time.